WBKR. This doesn't happen very often, and whenever it does, and again, that's not very often, I'm thrilled to death. But I am sitting right across from a country music legend, Ronnie McDowell.
Well, that's nice of you to say that, Dave. I'm here live and in color.
This is just a great honor for you to be here. Now you got
you
got a big show coming up on March 7th, and this is really cool. I love this whole idea. You and T. Graham Brown and Billy Joe Royal and our good buddy Scott Lindsay going to be on stage for a lot of great country music.
Yeah, isn't that cool? You know, I get to be on stage with a guy that did Down in the Boondocks.
I know.
And I Knew You When, Cherry Hill Park, and the list goes on and on. You know, Pin a Note on Your Pillow, and also Burn Like a Rocket when he got into country music. And I had him at a show only 3 weeks ago, and he walked on stage, and he sounded like he did 50 years ago.
And he's talking, folks, about Billy Joe Royal, of course,
Yes.
and that's amazing to me. That reminds me of the late, great Ray Price, who, well into his 80s, sang For the Good Times like it was 1969.
Oh, I was with Ray Price at Silver Springs, Florida for his 80th birthday.
Really?
I walked up on his bus, and you could cut the smoke with a knife. And I walked up there, and I said, Mr. Price, I said, you smoke like that? And he had that, and he's going, son, this is what makes me sing like that. I swear to you, and I walked out on stage, and I stood there with my bass player. He walked out, and he had these 3 fiddle violinists with him. And I'm telling you, when he started singing, he sounded like he did 50 years ago.
So Billy Joe's just like that.
Yeah, Billy Joe Royal, he is incredible.
That's amazing. I love that. I'm
Well,
going to just keep it going like that.
But so is T. Graham Brown. I mean, when you hear T sing Turn the Wine Back in the Water, Darlene, these guys just sound so good.
What's the T. Graham Brown song that, let's see, I Tell It Like It Used to Be.
Oh, yeah.
Hell and High Water. Those are great songs. And you guys have so many hits. Can you get them all in? I mean, can you get them all in?
You know, most of the shows that I do, you know, we try to do the majority of the bigger hits, like Older Women, Bad Reputation,
Wandering Eyes,
King Is Gone, and I got to tell you, Dave, Watching Girls Go By, it's just now went over the millionaire play. And I wrote that in 1980. So when it goes over 1 million, you get triple royalties, and that's a good thing.
That's a really good thing. That's terrific. So, folks, you got to get your tickets at the River Park Center. It's March 7th, and it's going to be Ronnie McDowell and Billy Joe Royal and T. Graham Brown and Scott Lindsay. And I want to mention something to you. A year ago, almost exactly a year ago, it was February 19th of last year, your son, Tyler Dane, was here visiting on a radio tour.
Yeah, I think Tyler had a song out called I Want to Wake Up With You.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and he was telling me that, and I told him, I said, well, son, I said, your daddy played in Owensboro, Kentucky in 1977 at an ice rink, and you told me it was a sports center.
It was the sports center. Yeah, they had an ice rink in the sports center at the time. They've torn down that old building and replaced it with the Edge Ice Arena now, but yes.
But I came there twice, and then Mr. Green brought me up here to the executive end, and I played here for 26 years. As a matter of fact, Owensboro, Kentucky, it was so cool because one week Bob Hope was there and I was there the next week. I mean, he brought everybody in here. From Tom Jones to Engelbert, anybody that
Frank Sinatra.
Oh, yeah.
Frank Sinatra. I think I remember Frank Sinatra being in one of the big showrooms. I really do, because I think my mom and dad were trying desperately to figure out a way they could get down there. It was a timing thing. They were going to pay the money.
Yeah, my buddy Conway Twitty, George Jones, they all played the executive end.
Man, those are great memories. Because, Ronnie, I've introduced a lot of those acts down there. In fact, I introduced one of your shows, too. And, Owensboro, I guess it's kind of like a home away from home. You were just a staple for New Year's Eve at the showroom lounge.
Yeah, I was there for 10 years in a row, New Year's Eve, and I loved to be honest with you, I hate that the building's gone, and a lot of memories there.
A lot of great memories, and people still have them, and people still talk about it very fondly. And your New Year's Eve show, I remember going New Year's Eve seeing Ronnie McDowell. I was there. We talked about this earlier off air about you were there for the
when we brought in the
Y2K.
new millennium. Yeah.
I was in the building. We went down, saw a little bit of the show, stuck our heads in, and we went through the kitchen. Which one I was used to doing, but that's great. Bring it back, some great old memories.
Well, a place that I used to go to also when they had the building here, they had a really nice club in there as well. So before my show, I'd go into the club and hang out, and even after my show, I'd go in to the club and hang out.
I guess that was the timeout, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the
timeout.
All right. This is so cool. I love talking to you. This is tremendous. Got March 7th, and the tickets are still available at the River Park Center box office. You're going to be there with T. Graham Brown and Billy Joe Royal and Scott Lindsay. That's just going to be incredible. The
Yeah,
music, I'm just thinking of all the music. It's just going to be amazing.
And my buddy Scott Lindsay should have had a #1 record with "You Only Call Me When You're Drunk."
What a great song.
Isn't that a great song?
What a great song.
Man, he should have had a #1 record with that.
You know, I was looking a while ago, and I thought Watching Girls Go By was in here, but it's not. It's not. We've got a bunch of your songs in here, but not that one. How about Wandering Eyes?
Well, that's okay too. I didn't write that one, but the guy who wrote that song wrote "Older Women Make Better Lovers," Jamie O'Hara. You remember the O'Kanes?
The O'Kanes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the O'Kanes.
I did too.
Oh, that's awesome. Is Older Women in here? Older Women is in here. I'll play that. That's good. All right. Ronnie McDowell. And remember, now, you got to send another member of your family here a year from today, because apparently it's become a tradition. Somebody shows up for the Ronnie McDowell family. Oh, I got to ask you before we go. When you got started, 77, it was The King Is Gone, obviously. Yep. You met Elvis, right? I mean,
I never laid eyes on
you.
Elvis.
You never met Elvis.
Never did.
Okay.
I was just always Elvis's biggest fan. I still am. And without Elvis, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, Dave.
All right.
That's the truth.
I remember The King Is Gone very well. It was a pop hit, too.
Yeah, we were talking about that today. It went to #9. It's so funny because the record sold 1 million records in a week, 3 million in 2 months, but it only went to #9. Now go figure that.
I know, it happens. Well, but Swingin' by John Anderson never even cracked the top 40 of the pop charts. Sold 1 million copies.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how that works. As long as it sells, as long as the money.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I just enjoyed the money.
Yeah. You know, and it's funny because I listen to your songs, and I still hear that Elvis influence, even the Jordanaire type things, backup singing.
I used the Jordanaires on Watching Girls Go By. That's the Jordanaires on Older Women.
We're going to hear it here in just
That's
a
the
couple of
Jordanaires on Bad Reputation, Wandering Eyes, Watching Girls Go By. And the reason I did that is because when I was a kid, wow, it was Elvis and the Jordanaires and Ricky Nelson. So, you know, how cool to have, and that, by the way, that was the original Jordanaires on those songs.
That's great. That's awesome. That's why it sounds like that, because that's who they were.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is just a tremendous honor to get to talk to you, to have you come in. Normally, I do these interviews over the phone, but to actually sit down and chat with you and just relive some great old memories, I'm so glad you came in.
Well, thank you, Dave, and it's good to be coming back to Owensboro at the River Park Center with my buddy Billy Joe Royal,
Yes.
T. Graham Brown, and Scott Lindsay.
And it's March 7th, so get your tickets now. There's going to be some great music. Here's Ronnie and Older Women on 92.5 WBKR.